Britons using Eurotunnel to travel to France have been warned to expect long delays at Folkestone as the summer getaway gets into full swing. The company says processing time from check-in to boarding is estimated to be around 90 minutes. Now, some Eurotunnel passengers say they spent the night in their cars trying to get into the terminal. Queues at the port of Dover have eased to just an hour today after 2 days of gridlocked roads and lengthy waits there. Well, the Port of Dover authorities have issued a statement saying operations have returned to normal after staff worked around the clock to clear a backlog of freight vehicles overnight. Well, let's cross now live to Folkestone, where we can speak to our business correspondent, Vishada Sri Patma. What is the situation like there now? We can still see a bit of queuing behind you.
That's right, Chris. Well, there has been some progress in the time that we've been here, but as you say, sort of frustration has certainly shifted here to Folkestone, particularly in the roads leading to the tunnel entrance, which is just behind me now. As you can see, there are queues of cars and lorries, around 600 lorries that have been sitting here, some for 15 hours plus, and that's because the M20, the road that they're sitting on at the moment, has been partially closed to accommodate them to effectively act as a lorry park. So other traffic have been diverted to other roads, and those roads have been struggling to cope. Now, Eurotunnel, as you've been saying, Chris, they say that once you get to the terminal, trains are running as normal. There might be a few hours wait, but they can't control the roads surrounding the tunnel, and so they can just keep passengers up to date with information. Now, they're expecting around 7,000 cars today. Not all their journeys will be smooth, so advice is to keep hydrated and bring a packed lunch. They might be here for a while.
So Britons who want to travel to France and come back again now have to have their passports checked. That's because we've left the European Union. What caused this problem? Because there does seem to be a blame game about not enough staff in France at passport control, but France seemed to be dismissing that.
Well, that's right. So yes, the blame game continues essentially today. As we heard yesterday, that the Port of Dover was saying that the French authorities did not send enough staff to deal with the extra processing, as you say, because now passports need to be stamped as they go across the border to France. And the French said they did. However, there was an incident that distracted them, and actually that this is perhaps not a matter for them. It's something that the British have to deal with. So that's ongoing, as we know. There are some sort of signs of progress, though. There are sort of talks of more lorry parks being installed, that more staff will be in place, and the infrastructure that is required is going to be sort of built and put in place over the next few months and years.
OK, thank you for that update. And of course, more updates on BBC Local Radio as well if you're heading down there. Also, keeping an eye on the situation there are road organisations like the AA, and the head of roads policy there, Jack Cousins, told us delays at the Eurotunnel are now the main problem for travellers.
I think across this weekend, we really saw the kickstart of it on Friday. It increased yesterday, and I think we will see improvements today. And indeed, at the Port of Dover itself, the congestion levels there are actually reasonably minimal, sort of around 15 to 20 minutes at worst. I think the real issue for here and now, and certainly for the remainder of today, is going to be the Eurotunnel at junction 11A of the M20. This is the Eurotunnel terminal. And unfortunately, this is because of the fact that we've had Operation Brock in place. We've been stacking lorries, which is what it's meant to do. But ultimately, those lorries that have been queuing on the M20 are now meeting up with the traffic that has been diverted onto the A20, and they now meet at that one junction, junction 11A, in order to get into the terminal. That backlog is still there, and we really do hope to see some significant improvements to try and alleviate that particular hotspot today.